everybody. Welcome back to Sunday Afternoon Smokes, your casual conversation podcast from the upstate of South Carolina. My name's Chris. I'm your host. I'm a realtor. I'm also the owner and operator of the Cigar Box, a mobile cigar bar that serves the upstate and beyond. And today I have the pleasure of sitting down with people I consider friends, Jonboy Ellis and Stephanie Harmon. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Glad to be here again.
Yes. Well, I'll cover that in just a second, but what I like to do is I just let my guests introduce themselves. So both of you take a second or a minute, say as much or as little about yourself as you like, and then we will get into it.
I'm Jonboy Ellis, owner of Blackwater Roasters, located here in Seneca, South Carolina. We are a coffee shop and craft coffee roaster, the only one in Oconee as far as I know still. Been doing this since 2020. That's basically it right now.
I'm Stephanie. I'm the manager of the bar at Blackwater Roasters, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, I just lit my cigar. Sorry for the pause. Did you introduce yourself as Jonboy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where did that come from? Jonboy. Like,
I don't know.
You know, we're like the Waltons.
Since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, and it's
So
just kind of stuck. Friends, family.
Friends, family. Is that what your dad called you?
No, he calls me JW.
JW.
Why?
Because my middle name's Wayne.
John. So is your name John or is it Jonathan?
Jonathan Wayne.
Jonathan
That's my
Wayne
government name.
Ellis is your government name.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's kind of mysterious how Jonboy comes.
Jonathan. My mom's the only one that calls me Jonathan.
Yeah. So, but Jonboy is just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I've had it, I don't know, since I was 7 or 8 years old. So, I don't know if it came from the Waltons or
Somebody call you
radio
JB?
show or, yeah, I have a few friends that call me JB.
I like JB.
Yeah.
It's good, strong.
I'll answer to that one too.
Yeah.
I answer to a lot of things. Probably some things I shouldn't.
Sure. Well, look, we are sitting on the back deck of Blackwater Roasters in Seneca, South Carolina, and this episode was actually recorded forever ago. This would have been, I think, episode 2. I have all the notes from it. This would have been back in like November, December of last year sometime. We went through everything, and then I realized I didn't select the proper recording equipment on my laptop, and we did it all for naught. So here we are today with episode 45, redoing it all again. Thanks for your time. Jonboy has lit up a
Virtue
Man of War. Yeah, Man of War Virtue by AJ Fernandez. I have lit up the Initiatory by Upstate cigars. I don't really know anything about it. And Stephanie is not smoking.
It's not lit up.
You're not lit.
I'm not lit.
Or lit up in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Exactly. Not today.
Now, are you you're not opposed to cigars?
No.
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 Just not a smoker?
No.
Ever
Not at
been
all.
a smoker?
No.
Of anything?
No.
Of, any- of anything brown or green or anything else? No, you just never really got into cigars or
No.
anything? All you've got is no, there's no expansion, there's no elaboration. It's just Stephanie's just
It's not
no.
my thing, you know? Yeah, kind of. Not into it.
Not into it?
Yeah,
She's into more of the caffeine side of things.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that because I know you can talk about coffee.
for sure.
Yeah. Jonboy, how long you been smoking cigars, man?
Probably going on 7 or 8 years now. Started just mainly hanging out with friends doing it. I've never smoked cigarettes, never smoked weed.
Yeah.
I like the smell of cigars and the taste of cigars a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
They're a lot similar to coffee.
I find sometimes I think that coffee and cigars might be a better pairing than coffee and bourbon. Better than coffee and
Not
wine.
a bourbon guy either.
No.
I do love my coffee and cigars.
What do you drink alcohol?
Yeah.
What's your choice?
Dark beers.
Okay, porters, stouts,
I'll do some mixed drinks.
red, but not just bourbon on the rocks or bourbon neats,
No,
not
really.
your jam. Yeah, so
Maybe I haven't found the right one yet, but maybe some point in time I'll
Yeah.
grow up.
I just think there's such a connection just between the cigars and the coffee, the aromas, the subtle notes, even, of course, if you put cream in your coffee, but just there comes a combination of creaminess between the smoke and the coffee and all those. They go together really, really well. So graciously, they opened up the shop today, or met me here so we could do this. They are not open on Mondays, but we do have coffee. So we did make Steph made me one of my favorite drinks here. This is the Dublin, and that's what I'm having with my cigar. Steph, what's the Dublin?
The Dublin is a Kerrygold Irish butter base with maple syrup, espresso, milk, and cinnamon. So really creamy, really luxurious. It's hot only, and it's one of our top sellers.
It's a signature drink, man. As soon as I had it for the first time, I was like, struck gold, done, just finished. There's no other reason to have anything else on the menu.
Yeah, I was happy that it took off as well as it did.
Yeah, and then we're already ventured off cigars into coffee, which is fine. But why Kerrygold butter? Like,
that's a great question. I just feel it's one of the top butters on the market,
Yeah.
And I wanted the top ingredients for this drink.
Yeah. Do you know?
It's salted. It is Kerrygold salted.
It is salted. Well, that just
adds to the flavor.
Well, it's kind of like there's no need to finish the top of this with flake salt. Right. That would be a little extra, but just having a little salt and a little sweet from the, what'd you say, the syrup?
Maple syrup.
The maple syrup, a little salty from the butter to complement with the maple syrup. And I don't really know. I think probably most people would recognize the name Kerrygold butter as kind of a top shelf butter, but I don't know anything specific about like fat content or anything that versus other butters. I don't know if it's higher. Do you have any?
I think it is high, but I don't know for sure.
Well, it makes for a lovely finish.
Thank you.
On this drink. You're having what, or had? Your cup looks empty.
Clear. About halfway through. I'm going with just a classic latte. So just espresso and steamed milk. No flavors or anything.
So just straight up espresso and steamed milk, and that's what you've got. Did you do the artwork yourself?
Nope. Steph does all the drinks and the artwork.
If you want to do a master class in latte art, come see Jonboy. He will spend plenty of time with you, educating you on the art.
I stick to the roasting side.
And Steph, you're drinking what? You made something cold.
Yes, I made something cold, which is not often that I do that, but I'm drinking an Americano, an iced Americano, just straight up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just seemed right to you this morning?
It did. Yeah, it did.
But it's rare that you make cold drinks for yourself.
It's for myself, yes.
Why did an iced Americano seem like the right call for today? I said there's no rules for the show, but I do ask questions.
Yeah.
Maybe hard ones.
I don't have the answer for that. It just is what I wanted.
What the feeling felt.
What the feeling felt.
The feeling felt.
Yeah.
Jonboy was with me when I was making it, and I was going between, my usual like flat white.
Yeah.
Between this, and I was like, no, I want to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that later.
Maybe.
Stick it in the back of in your back pocket because it'll probably get lost if I got so much on my mind. So what'd you say? It's been smoking cigars 7-8 years or so. How did that happen? Like, I know you're not just a coffee shop owner / roaster, you're also EMS. And I know first responder community smokes a lot of cigars.
Yeah.
Is that where it started?
That probably is where it started, or it may have been with some friends of mine that were like, hey, you want to smoke a cigar? And so we just got together and smoked a cigar. I don't really remember like the exact day or time or what we were doing. So it's like, I've never been like the smell of cigarettes. But cigars have a very unique, interesting smell. So,
Yeah, cigars are different in that vein in that they're 100% natural product without all of the chemicals and additives of cigarettes. It's just a tobacco plant that's grown and harvested, cured, dried, fermented, and then out the door. There's not all of that stuff. So you're smoking light today, which I don't normally. Is it the time of the day that you're smoking light? Because I usually see you smoke a little bit heavier than that.
it probably is for the morning. I like the light to medium roast. I usually stick in the medium side. I feel like I don't go too dark.
Well, maybe the flavored cigars are different because I haven't seen you get the Fat Bottom Betties or the Crazy Alice's, but those are sweet. They're a little heavier,
sweet,
but they're
are
sweet
nice because of the sweetness in them.
Yeah, kind of balances out. But mild medium is more your jam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, this is a medium cigar, the Initiatory by Upstate. So Upstate cigars, they're interesting. There are a bunch of guys, or a couple of guys rather, that grew up in Utah. Born in Utah, I think, raised in Utah. They grew up in the Mormon church, and they came out of it. And so they started a cigar company, call it, of course, Upstate, because they have pulled out of the Mormon religion. But they've named all of their cigar line after, like, big influential parts of Mormonism. I don't know what the Initiatory is, but they have, I think, Moroni's trumpet. They have, they have a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Mormonism, but yeah, so shout out to Upstate Cigars. This is excellent so far. I'm enjoying it. And how's the Man of War Virtue?
It is lovely. It goes great with this latte.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on cigars. We want to get to Blackwater Roasters. Tell us about the beginning of Blackwater. Like, where does Blackwater Roasters begin? Obviously, it doesn't begin day one in this building.
No.
Yeah.
This has been a long time coming, being in a brick and mortar. So Blackwater Roasters started when we moved to this area. We were looking for locally roasted beans and good coffee beans without having to go to a grocery store, without having to go to the big cities, Atlanta, Charlotte, Greenville. And so started out hobby roasting on a little bitty Whirly Pop popcorn popper I picked up at Tractor Supply and ordered some green coffee online from Sweet Maria's. I feel like that's how everybody gets started, from Sweet Maria's and some little tiny coffee roaster on their stovetop. From that, friends started like wanting to get beans from me, and so started roasting a little bit more. I bought a little Baymore roaster that does a pound at a time, and that thing does a pound in about 30 minutes from roasting to cooling. And I was roasting, 40 hours a week on that, selling to friends and farmers markets. And it was a long time. Felt like I was roasting every day of the week.
40 hours a week roasting on that thing. Pound at a time.
2 pounds an hour. So it was a lot.
And you can't really walk away from that, right?
No, that one you definitely cannot walk around. You can't walk away from roasting at all. Because if you do, you can burn the beans quick.
Okay.
So
roasting 2 pounds an hour for friends, family, farmers markets, and then what happens?
So I decided to upgrade our roaster, and that's actually the one we have downstairs. It's a Buckeye BC5 out of Buckeye, Arizona. It does about 16 pounds an hour now, and we roast, anywhere from maybe 100 to 150 pounds a week right now of coffee.
That's serious, man.
Yeah.
100 to 150 pounds of coffee a week roasted right here in Seneca. So, really quick, before we get too deep into it, if people want to follow you guys on social media, what's the handle? Where are you located? What are the store hours? Somebody.
We're located in Seneca off of 123 across from Wendy's and Harbor Freight. If you know the area, that's the best way that I can tell you. 938 bypass 123, Seneca, South Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah, and we'll be expanding our hours October 1st. We'll be open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 to 4.
I understand everybody needs a couple days off.
But
Yeah, there's a butt coming. Just because I kick myself every other Monday morning when I'm dropping my kids off at school in Walhalla. I just want to swing. I've driven right by here so many times, wishing you guys were open for my second cup of coffee, cup of Joe for the return home. But I get it. Everybody needs some time off.
well, I was gonna say, I don't know if Monday is gonna be open for business anytime soon, but I like to say nothing's off the table.
Yeah.
Everything's subject to change.
Yeah.
So maybe there's
You're expanding hours 8 to 4, but nothing's off the table. So it is possible in the future
Heck
that
yeah.
Monday could be, and then I could safely sing Jimmy Buffett's song "Come Monday." It'll be all right because I can stop by Blackwater Coffee Roasters and grab another cup of
Gosh,
Joe
no
in the
pressure.
morning. Yeah, no
pressure.
Would you say pressure? Yeah, there's no pressure. Did you throw out the social media handle, didn't you?
No, our social media handles, like websites, blackwaterroasters.com. Instagram and Facebook is just Blackwater Roasters.
Keeping it simple.
Yep.
Yeah, you got a TikTok account too, right? Is that still going?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
I
it
don't
is.
know. I'm not on
Yeah.
TikTok. I don't
Me
use
either.
it.
Yeah.
So
I don't watch it that much either.
yeah, but
So
you got a young
it's
young lady that handles all that for you.
No, we have
A
Noah.
young guy.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Noah's handling all that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Noah's handling all our social media, so
Okay.
He's
which
doing
is
a great
phenomenal because
job.
I don't have to worry about any of it.
Yeah, that's nice. No, that's super nice. So you're doing about 150 pounds a week here roasting at the shop. So the listeners know, where are you getting your beans from? Where
We source our beans from a lot of different places. Our main supplier is
Sweet Maria? Is that what you said?
no, not anymore. I haven't used Sweet Maria in years. Our main supplier is Unblended Coffee. They're out of Colombia. We have about 5 different coffees we're getting from them. Some co-fermented coffees, some natural coffees, wash coffees, but they're trying to lower the average age of the coffee farmer in Colombia. So they're partnering with younger farmers to get them interested in coffee farming. So we're using about 5 coffees from them right now. And then some of our other coffees I get from Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Ethiopia, and those just come from other suppliers.
Yeah. Do you order direct from any farms?
Our Nicaragua, we were getting directly from Clymer. I don't have any of his coffee right now. And then all our Colombias come directly from the farms. So
you're cut. That's really cool for people to understand. You're like cutting out the middleman, so to speak.
yes,
It's like,
yes and no. Like our
No?
Colombia stuff, there still is a middleman, but I can talk to any of the farmers that I want, like at any time. We message on Instagram or I can send text messages. And so it's easy to be in contact with those farmers.
yeah. No, that's awesome. So you're getting the coffee in, and it's coming to you, of course, green, straight from the farm. But I want you to take us a few minutes. I want you to take a few minutes and walk us through the roasting process, so that people understand, like, what's happening when green beans get to your shop and how you get it to a state that's ready for them to consume.
So the easiest way to explain roasting is a lot like baking. So we get green coffee in. Green coffee a lot of times smells like green grass or hay. If it's co-fermented coffees, they can have some different smells to them. But for the most part, it smells like green hay. When we start the roasting process, we warm up our roaster for probably 30 minutes to an hour, depending on ambient temperature and those sort of things.
So you don't want to put beans in a cold roaster.
Right. Yep. So it's like preheating your oven when you're going to bake.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So once that roaster is preheated, we put the beans in the hopper at the top, and we'll open that hopper at a certain temperature to charge the drum inside. So there's a drum inside that is spinning that roast, or inside spinning, that keeps the beans moving so they're not in contact with heat on the metal, so they don't burn or tip or anything like that. And so from there, it's a slow baking process.
What's tip?
That means where like the tips of the beans get burnt from hitting the hot metal, where the metal.
Oh, it's like burn ends of a brisket. But those are good.
Yeah, we don't.
That's not a bad thing on. That's a bad thing on coffee. Good for brisket.
Yep.
Okay, so the drum is constantly spinning for movement, so that we don't burn or tip the beans.
Yep.
And then what?
Yep. So we want a slow, even roasting process. We don't want to put too much heat to them at once. We're trying to extract the sugars and the fats in the beans evenly, and also expel that moisture in the beans. So a slow process, we might charge anywhere from 385 temp to 425. That's when the beans drop into the roaster. And we'll end with anywhere from probably 395 to about 420, where we drop the beans into the cooling tray. And so we're looking for what they call a roast curve. It's a nice, even, slow rate of rise until we hear the first crack. And the first crack is where that moisture is expanding from the bean. And that's where you definitely see a lot of the browning process. And so.
Okay. So the first crack, I was going to ask about the crack. Sounds funny to say, but I thought maybe that was the chaff coming off.
No, the chaff will actually come off during the whole roasting process. We're pulling chaff off.
Okay.
So,
there's more than one crack though, right?
Yeah, there's actually a first crack and a second crack.
Okay, so
second crack, you're starting to get into your dark roasted coffees. None of our coffees go to second crack.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you're roasting light and medium?
Light and medium only. Like how I like my cigars.
Do you, yeah. Do you take it in the middle? Like, do you do mild, medium, and then medium full? And not even bother with full? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the menu?
Yeah.
So do you break it into that?
We probably have some medium fulls. I would say probably our Guatemala and our Sumatra are probably along that medium full line.
Okay. But that doesn't require a second crack.
Nope. Those get dropped right before your second crack.
So why don't you roast dark? Personally.
I just don't like the flavors of dark beans. Like, I feel like you lose a lot of the characteristics of the coffee bean in dark roast.
Which would be what?
The chocolates, which you can pull a lot of chocolates out of dark roast. But I feel like your light and medium roast, you get the most flavor notes and the full bodies out of those coffees.
All right. So let me ask you the question. Obviously, a coffee bean has certain properties at every stage. And I guess the goal of roasting is to highlight the best qualities of this bean. Let's just say this, I'm just making stuff up, obviously, but let's just say this Guatemalan bean will be the best version of itself at a medium roast.
Correct.
That's what you're trying to achieve, right?
Yeah.
So if you take a bean and you can roast it mild, medium to dark, and you will get different characteristics at every stage. Like, what are you getting out of a dark roast that you won't get out of a lighter roast, but what also are you sacrificing to get there? Does that make sense?
Yes and no. You
got any input? Well, like you said, I know you can get. Sorry,
No,
what were you
that's
gonna say? You said I know you can get like some chocolates and stuff out of dark roast. You might get them better if they're roasted medium, but so you can get it in dark roast. But what are you sacrificing in the dark stage to get that very dark flavor that you wouldn't have to sacrifice if you stayed medium? That's a very nuanced question.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I mean, am I making sense? Or am I just...
Yes.
Yes and
It's
no.
just.
I don't know what we would be sacrificing.
Maybe just quality of the bean once you get past a certain roast.
I think a lot of it might just do with roaster preference too.
Sure.
Yeah. Looking at you,
We don't
Starbucks.
want to be the
Right.
dark roast
burnt,
coffee shop.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do kind of want to say something about that though too.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna bring up Starbucks because you brought up Starbucks, if that's okay. The reason that I feel Starbucks is so successful is because they're consistent, and the way that you can stay consistent is you just like burn the shit out of your beans. Okay. What I mean by that is if somebody's getting a vanilla latte at Starbucks here in Seneca and they're getting on a plane and going to Europe and they're getting their same vanilla latte,
From
it's gonna be
Starbucks in
very
Europe?
consistent.
Yeah. It's like getting a
Because-
fillet of fish no matter where. It's always the same.
Right, because Starbucks sells sugar. They don't sell coffee,
Right.
in my opinion. So the way that they can do that is they're not focused on the characteristics so much of the coffee. They're just going to burn the shit out of it
Yeah.
because they're adding all this sugar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas
Well-
we want people to taste our coffee
Yeah.
because we're not selling sugar.
Correct. No, that's fair, and that makes a lot of sense. And the common refrain or phrase you hear about Starbucks is that, I don't know whether or not it's true. So Starbucks, if you hear this podcast, which is unlikely, don't sue me because I don't even know if this is true, but just things I've heard, like if you're just over roasting the beans, it doesn't matter if your beans are low quality
No.
or high. Why would you buy top shelf quality grade coffee beans and then just burn the bejesus out of them?
Well, it's kind
You know
of
what I
like
mean?
buying like the top steak on the market and you like burn it at home. You know what I mean?
Japanese A6 Wagyu.
Turn it into ground beef and make
Right.
hamburgers out of
Yeah.
it.
Right.
A total waste.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, I used to work in a butcher shop, and every once in a while, somebody would come in and want us to grind ribeye for ribeye burgers, and I'm like, once you grind ribeye, it's virtually the same as just the rump off the bag, top round. Your burger might be a little juicier, but you've totally ruined the ribeye. It's intended to be a steak,
Right.
and it's going to eat like steak. But once you grind it, you've totally just screwed the pooch, man.
Right.
So, why would you do that? And I think Starbucks is selling not just sugar anymore. They're past coffee. They've been past coffee for a long time. They're selling a brand.
Yeah.
They're selling an identity, right? It's like buying Apple. Starbucks, Apple, whatever, Gucci, it's an identity, it's a brand, because the coffee's not great.
Right.
But Blackwater Roasters coffee is excellent. I talk about you guys a lot on my podcast.
Yeah, I've heard quite a few of them.
Oh, really?
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you listening. Because I don't this is my favorite shop in the Upstate. I've been to several. And of course, part of that is probably just our, which first started as just a business connection with you inviting me out to do cigar events. But then, y'all are just amiable and good people. And now we've got a friendship that exists even without cigars. And there's several places, over in Easley where I can go, like Old Post Coffee, or even Anthem Coffee. There's a Coyote Coffee over there, but I don't think any of I don't know about Coyote, but I'm pretty sure they don't roast their coffee.
I don't think so.
I only know of a few places in the Upstate that roast coffee. That's you, Yellow Bike.
He's not anymore.
No, he's not.
Now.
Oh, he's out of business.
Well, he selling everything he had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jonathan's done.
Okay. It's tough business, man.
It is. It's not for the faint of heart. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Who's the other roaster?
Trey.
Silva.
Trey at Silver Roasters.
Yeah, I've got him lined up for next month because I want to talk to him about the oak roasting process.
Yeah, Trey's phenomenal, and Trey is not competition for us at all. I love Trey to death. He roasts coffee as well, but he does a total different style. It's all wood fire roasted.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he was in that area long before Summer Moon came around with wood fire roasted coffee. So
Yeah.
if you want to support local, Trey's the guy to go to.
Yeah. I like Summer Moon just because I'm a Texas man and they're a Texas company. But like you said, if you want to support local, and I'm looking and like, I really, really want Blackwater Roasters to get their product over into some of the places in Easley. Now, if I can help you do that, I'm happy to, because when I run out of coffee, I wind up either just buying some kind of garbage coffee from the store. Like I bought some Lavazza the other day. It's not bad. Or I'll go to pharmacy in Easley, and I usually wind up picking up a bag from Silva.
I was gonna say, if you want to get us into pharmacy,
All right, I'll see what I can. Because I go in there regular. They kind of know who I am.
Yeah, we just talked about pharmacy the other day.
All right, next time I go over there, I'll talk to them. Especially now that I know the Yellow Bike's going under.
Well, I think too, like when it comes to wholesale, and I think Jonboy would agree, is we want to be kind of picky, you know, with who's selling our coffee and who's going to do right by us and the name. And I think pharmacy is a good fit.
Pharmacy's a good fit. Are there any other places in Easley you want to break into?
I don't get over that way very often, so I'm not sure.
You're not really sure about what exists in Easley to carry your coffee?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you probably don't want to see, because if we got you in at pharmacy, that would be an enterprise where you're just selling bags, right? And they're turning around selling whole beans. But the other avenue would be like, maybe we could convince Anthem to use your coffee instead of, I think they use Methodical.
Yeah, Methodical's a big name around here.
Yeah, Methodical is a big name around here. They don't roast, though, right?
Yeah,
they do.
Oh, they do roast.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
They're like the big roaster.
They're the big roast. Oh, and then there's Bridge City.
Yeah,
which is huge.
Them and Bridge City are like the two.
Yeah.
The two big ones.
And Bridge City's like kind of a national thing. Not super national, but he does big stuff all across, here and in Texas and in other places.
Well, they won Micro Roaster of the Year last year.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
So that's a huge deal.
Yeah, Micro Roaster's like 1 million pounds of coffee in a year or something like that. We're like a micro roaster.
Yeah, 1 million pounds of coffee in a year.
I think that's what I like
That
about
that constitutes a micro roaster versus places like Starbucks and Dunkin' and Tim Hortons and blah blah blah. Okay.
Places,
Yeah. Wow. Still, dude, that's a lot of coffee to roast.
Coffee.
So you're roasting 150 pounds a week?
Roughly, yeah. Yeah.
So
I think we've done about.
I can't do the quick math here. I'm
we've
gonna
done
bust out the
over
calculator.
6,000 pounds this year already.
Let me just bust out the calculator. Yeah, that's roughly 78,000 pounds a year.
7,800 pounds. 100.
Oh yeah, no, I had too many zeros in my 15. my bad.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think when I looked the other day, we were at like 5,800 pounds for this year already.
So look, I know getting into this part of the business, like coffee, because you said Yellow Bike is kind of selling everything he's got and he's finished, and that this business, and by the way, I'll just add this, starting a business, doesn't matter what it is of any kind, it is not for the faint of heart, any business at all. Especially, like I understand that with the cigar box, event-driven businesses, what I talked to you about before the show. So with such a highly competitive industry where coffee shops are ubiquitous, like why would you want to start a coffee shop? I mean,
well, a coffee shop was actually never in the plan.
Right.
It was just coffee roasting.
Just kind of happened.
Yeah, it just kind of. We started coffee roasting, and we've kind of let the business just push itself. So we started doing the farmers market here in Seneca. Then we did some other events. We got Stella, our van, and kind of mailed it into a mobile coffee shop, and we're doing events with that. But I'd outgrown my roasting room I have on my garage at my house, and I needed more space. And that's kind of how we ended up here in Seneca, was looking for more roasting room.
So did you not intend it to be a coffee shop? You were just going to roast?
Actually, yeah, it was just going to be a roasting shop.
Okay.
I was just going to roast here.
So what was the impetus, the driver behind why do I not have a coffee shop? Like, why didn't you just stay as a roaster?
Because I like the coffee side of things, the community, the friendships, the people coming in. Like I've always wanted a coffee shop that is community driven, where people come in and hang out, play games, just build relationships. Like it's all about the relationships. That's why we don't have a drive-through here. I don't want people just to come and go. I'd love for them to just come and hang out. Now we get customers that come in and they get their drinks and go, but we have a ton of people that just come to hang.
Yeah, but this is not a drive-through operation.
Right.
It's not just.
Yeah. This is a very intentional operation.
Yeah.
There's a million places around here where you can go get the drive-through coffee.
But this area now, I'm somewhat familiar with the area. How many coffee shops are there here in Seneca? I mean, there's the chains. Like Starbucks is literally like 100 yards this way.
Starbucks and Dunkin's.
And yeah.
Yeah.
That's your drive-through.
Yeah. Starbucks, Dunkin's.
I'd say 6.
Yeah, it's probably
including us. And if you include the shop that's coming.
Oh, there's somebody on the way?
Yeah.
Do we know who?
Yeah.
Can we name them?
Yeah. Day Drinkers.
Ah, really? Okay.
Yeah, they're going to open their second location downtown Seneca.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I've never been to Day Drinkers. Have you?
It's a cool vibe. It's very vibey. I wouldn't say it's specialty.
I don't know. I've never been.
But it's owned by 2 young girls that seem really lovely. And yeah, very, very vibey. But
what does vibey mean?
It has the look, it had like it's a place that you want to be. It's a place you want to hang out. That's what I would say vibey means.
Okay.
It's got a cool look, cool feel.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So as the lady kind of running the front end of the shop here, what's the essence? What's the vibe that Blackwater's putting out? Lots of plants.
Obviously, yes. We have to have the plants.
Yeah.
But we get so many people that come into the shop and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so homey. And the more that they hang out, they feel at home. I want people coming into the shop that feel like they can be their most authentic self, whatever that looks like. So just a space where people can come and be who they are. That's what I would say. I also feel, too, that people come to coffee shops not so much for coffee. They come for the people. The coffee's the cherry on top. You know what I mean? People want to connect. People are looking and desperate, in a sense, for connection and community in such a busy, hectic world. And I feel that we do a good job at providing that connection.
I think that's fair. These things in the back of your mind to be true, but it's not something you generally dwell on. But I will say, now that you forced me to think about it, why do I like Blackwater Roasters so much? It has very little to do with the coffee.
Because of the people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like Jonboy. I like his...
do.
Huh?
So I'm glad you do.
Yeah. I like Jonboy. I like his company. I like to sit and smoke cigars with him. I enjoy seeing you, Steph. When I come in, you're always a... But
you can tell how she really is. It's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I can handle it.
No, but it's just when you come in, Steph is always bright. So it's always bright. She's always happy to see you. The atmosphere that creates is great. Now, look, I will say this. If the coffee was terrible, that would probably change things. That didn't have anything to do with you as people, just has something to do with you as a roaster, But if the coffee's great and the atmosphere and the people are even greater, then it's a no-brainer.
Well, I
You
do
know?
want to say something about that, though, too, is you can go somewhere and have a fabulous cup of coffee, but the service is shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel dumbed down. You don't feel welcomed. Your questions aren't being answered in a kind way. That's what sticks with people, not the good coffee.
Yeah.
So it's like, if we can have both,
Sure.
that's a huge emphasis for whoever's working behind the bar is whoever, let's say Jacob, the other guy that works with us behind the bar, let's say he's on register and I'm making drinks. I want the interaction from the register to the customer picking up the drink to be the same, right? I want it to be top tier here and then top tier when they're picking up their drink.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we try to put an emphasis on that.
On customer service.
100%.
Yeah. Well, you should. I remember interviewing Chef John Malik, and he said, just in the restaurant industry, and this is applicable across anything that is food based, when you've got a service combined with a product. But he said basically a restaurant that just serves average food but has great customer service and makes people feel like they're special and they belong there and it's a pleasure to serve them, every single time they will beat out a high-end restaurant with crappy service.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, if you've got a great service and attitude and atmosphere when you walk in to Blackwater combined with excellent coffee, I mean, it's a recipe for success.
Game over. Yeah.
Hey, game over. Turn off the TV. We're done. Going to bed. Good night. Goodbye. Blackwater Roasters. Well, let me just take a brief minute and say that if you're having an event of any kind, whether it's corporate, whether it is private, the cigar box is the way to elevate it and bring a touch of luxury. Arriving in a custom-built teardrop cigar trailer that functions as a rolling humidor, we offer a curated selection of premium hand-rolled cigars to add a touch of class and sophistication to your evening. You can visit mobilecigarbox.com to check me out and learn more about the business. You can also fill out the booking inquiry form, and I will be in touch with you as soon as possible. So back to roasting and the shop. And I want to talk about drinks and drink selection and kind of the process of how we get from, all right, Jonboy has done the roasting. And now we're creating a drink. Obviously, you've been here long enough to kind of know pretty much it's rote memory to you by now on what flavors you should expect out of your Guatemala versus your Colombia versus your Mexico versus your whatever. But just kind of walk us through, like, how do you make a new drink? Like, what's the mad scientist lab coat, Steph? Like, what are you doing?
Lots of trial and error. We're playing with anything and everything, any flavor. Like our fall menu right now, we've been working on for the past 2 months, and I'm really proud of it. And I think it's because we've given it time to evolve to what it is. But yeah, lots of trial and error, lots of making drinks and dumping them out. I just kind of, as far as like flavors go.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of after.
Yeah, so the Dublin was the first butter drink that I've ever experimented with, and now we have another butter drink. And I was so pleased with how that took off. You know, you hear people put like butter or like coconut oil or MCT oil, all of that stuff in their coffee. I never really got on that train. But we were looking for, specifically the story with the Dublin was we were looking for a St. Patrick's Day drink. And I didn't want any tacky Lucky Charms on top of a beverage, you know, like a green thing.
Yeah.
Right? So
You freaking crushed it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we have this Kerrygold Irish butter. This could be our St. Patrick's
Well, when you say we have it, I mean, did the Dublin happen? I mean, obviously, a drink creation doesn't happen by accident, but it can be like random circumstance, like, oh, I've got this butter, and then like some springs into mind. So when you say we have this Kerrygold, was that intentional, or you just happened to have butter in the shop one day and was like, oh,
yeah,
like.
Just happened to have some butter in the shop one day, and some of our drinks do happen that way. We have stuff lying around, and it's like, well, I'm gonna put a little bit of this and a lot of this in and see what happens. You know, sometimes our drinks do end up happening as easy as that. But the end product with the Dublin was so phenomenal that I was like, we have to feature this, and it's so much so it's on our permanent.
It's on your regular menu now.
Because it's been so popular. All those flavors go really well together. The maple syrup. So like this is the other thing was I knew I needed to use salted butter to just get some of that salt. I wanted to use salted butter instead of regular butter and flaking some salt on it, like you said earlier. I tried it both ways. The salted butter wins. You know, the maple syrup, you kind of have to, that's the trial and error. You have to figure out, okay, do I want 10 grams of maple syrup or do I want a whole 17 grams? And that's when we're trying things and dumping them out and kind of talking amongst ourselves. I want to be able to do this all on my own necessarily. I need others' input. So I'm playing around with drinks when I know Jacob's in the shop, when I know Noah, our social media guy's in the shop, and we're all trying it and we're all coming together and saying yes here, no, there's too much of this. You know, our opinions and our minds combine, and that's where we get the final beverage.
You're like the Power Rangers of coffee.
Sure.
Y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. I do.
Y'all come together to form one unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I do want to add, this is a little off of the beverages, but I feel that the barista holds has a tremendous responsibility to the bean and to the farmers. So coffee is this massive supply chain, right? You have the farmers, you have
the brokers.
Sure. The roasters, you know, the people that are literally picking the beans. Not all farms have machines to pick the beans, right? So there's so many hands that are touching your freaking coffee, okay?
It's just like tobacco.
Right. So you can relate and you can understand, but it's like by the time the roasted bean comes to me and our staff behind the bar, we hold a tremendous responsibility because of all the people that were before us. Right? So it's like, we don't want to screw this up. You know, we want to really deliver something that makes us all look freaking good, you know?
Yeah. No, that's a great concept. And it's not just a concept, but it's a philosophy. Mm-hmm. It's a way of doing things. It's an honor and an integrity thing to, like you said, make everybody that had a process in getting this bean to your shop, mm-hmm. and then even through Jonboy before it gets to you,
right?
Something that the end user or end consumer, such as myself, doesn't even friggin' think about. I want this, you make it, I drink it, I'm happy.
Right.
But it's such a deeper thing if you want to be committed and honorable to the craft, mm-hmm. and to what's been put into your hands to make everybody look good. It's it's about what's the word I'm looking for? It's quality over theater. You know, it's about a quality product over just the ubiquity of your brand. You know, I'm just looking at Starbucks again, right?
Yeah.
You know, no, that's great. I like that. That drives your service,
right?
Which is what you were talking about earlier. Your interaction from the moment you order to the time you pick up your drink is seamless, mm-hmm. and excellent. So, talking about further creation of coffee and tasting of coffee. Talk to me about cupping. I know that is I don't know what it is. I mean, I kind of have an idea what it is, but walk us through it.
So
What's
you
it
were trying
for,
to
and what do you
figure
do?
out, like, how we figure out what roast to use for coffee?
Exactly.
Well, that's where cupping comes in a big play. So I actually don't do a lot of sample roasting here at the shop. I took my little Baymore home, and that's where I do all my sample roasting now, just because of smoke, and I have a little more time than I can do it at the house. So my old roasting room is where I do all my sample roasting. So any green coffees I get in that we're trying to figure out, a light roast, medium roast, if we want to bring this coffee on that we're going to sell permanently or even for a season, we roast these coffees and then we will cup them. And what we're looking for in the cupping is we're looking for consistency in roasting. We're looking for defects. We're looking for flavor profiles and notes that we want out of the coffees. And it's a whole process for cupping. So
yeah. So are you ordering? You're just ordering like smaller coffee.
Yeah,
What do they come in, like
normally
1
it's like
pound
a
bags
pound.
or?
Normally it's like a pound. It all depends on the supplier or what we can get. 300 grams, maybe a pound, maybe half a pound. So
Yeah. And then, so what is the, go over the cupping process for us. Like, what does that look like practically?
So after roasting, we normally like the coffees to sit for an hour to, I think, up to 12 hours is really what you want to do for cupping. We'll take a certain amount of grams and we put them into a little bowl.
It looks like a cup.
Yep,
That's why
looks
it's
like
called
a little
cupping.
cup. We'll grind those and we do what we call a dry sniff. We'll put water on them at a certain temperature. We'll do a wet sniff. And then...
Sorry, you said this is after it's ground.
Yep.
You
yep,
grind
we
it and then you do a dry sniff.
Yep,
Yes.
dry
Okay.
sniff. Make notes. We try not to talk between each other. That way we're not influencing each other's thoughts or decisions or...
The power of
Yep.
suggestion.
Yep. So dry sniff, wet the grounds. We do a wet sniff, let it sit for a little bit, break the crust, and then we do what we call a tasting, where we actually slurp the coffee, and we're trying to get the coffee on all 4 parts of your tongue, so you get a complete flavor profile of what you're tasting.
Mm-hmm.
I like to use the analogy of like casting a net over water. It's kind of what the slurping is doing to our taste buds. You know, we're covering all of the whole surface because our taste buds detect different.
Depending on the part of the
different
tongue,
things.
right?
Sure.
Yeah, I think you get sour on the front. There's there's sweet, there's sour,
Bitter.
savory, and then I don't know what the other. I think there's 5. They're like that
Probably
umami
5, yeah.
or whatever it
Yeah.
is. So when you slurp your coffee, I mean, you're not drinking it, right? Or do you spit that out, or do you?
It's a preference. I will drink it,
I spit it out.
and Steph spits it out. But it literally is a preference. If I feel like I've already had enough caffeine for the day, then I'll spit it out.
Yeah, but it's I assume it's in like the process of cupping. Whenever you're taking X amount of grams of ground beans and putting water over them. Now, are you putting hot water just like it would be if you were brewing a
Yes.
cup of coffee?
Yep.
Okay. Are you brewing but you're not brewing a whole cup. This is because it has a crust, you said.
Yeah.
So is it that slurping process and what you're tasting there, is it very intense because it's much less water to, like the ratios, it's a lot less water to the grounds versus
I
what
think
you
it
would
really
use to
depends on
brew
the
a cup?
coffee, how intense it's going to be. Yeah, it really depends on the coffee if it's intense or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I just was kind of under the impression that if you can correct me, like if you're making a cup of coffee and you do whatever the ratio is of coffee you do, right? But you're making an 8-ounce cup of coffee. I mean, the more water you put through it, the more diluted it's going to be, the weaker the coffee is. The less water you put, it seems this is going to be stronger coffee. I don't know if it is
Yeah,
stronger the right word, or is bolder, or
Yeah.
I just didn't know if that was magnified in the cupping process. Not really.
So they're all so typically when we're sampling a single coffee, we're gonna have 2 or 3 cups of the same coffee. And the cup is filled to the same amount in each bowl of water, 2 grams of coffee.
2 grams of coffee. No.
Like 2 grams. Like it's a total of 13 grams
Right.
of coffee in every cup.
Okay.
And then each cup is filled up with water. So your ratios are the same.
It's just like a regular cup of coffee. No? I'm confused. I'm just trying to help people visually understand what's going on in the
You're trying to
cupping.
figure out the ratio of the coffee to water ratio.
Yeah, I mean, like, are we talking like you're using like little espresso shot glasses for this, or are we using a regular coffee cup? Or, I mean, I guess the vessel doesn't really matter. It's about the amount, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at.
It's probably around 6 ounces if I had to guess.
Yeah, I was going to say like 4 to 6.
Okay, but you've got enough grounds in there to make what you call a crust.
Right. So
Which is not what you would have in a regular
some
cup
of the
of
coffee
coffee.
settles in the bottom. Some of it floats to the top. That's what creates the crust.
Okay.
So, but our cupping we do is through the Specialty Coffee Association. They set the guidelines for how coffee is cupped.
Okay.
The bowl size or the cup size, the spoons, the water temp, the amount of grams, like they've done all the legwork and all the science, and it's kind of the coffee standard, industry standard of how coffee is cupped.
Okay, so this is something that
It's not something we came up
virtually,
with.
right.
Yeah.
This is something that virtually applies to
Every
all
specialty
serious coffee shops
roasters,
across
yes.
the nation.
Yes.
Kind of run this same program when it comes to cupping.
Yes, they can.
More or less. I'm sure they all run their little variants on it and do their whatever, but these are the basic guidelines
Yep.
here. Okay. That's helpful.
Figured it out.
So once you've done your cupping, how does that then translate into your role, Steph, at like I mean, are those notes the notes that you put on your bags? Like if I just come in and buy a 12-ounce bag of coffee from you guys, it's going to say Honduras, and then it's going to give me, I think, 3 tasting notes on it. Are those notes on those bags, are those from the farmer, or are those from your cupping?
Those are from our cupping. And so after we finish cupping, we will discuss what we tasted in the coffees, what we liked, what we didn't like, if we're going to use the coffee or not, or we're going to scratch it completely. Or maybe I'm going to change the roast profile. Maybe I'm going to lighten the roast, or maybe I'm going to darken the roast a little bit.
And we keep those cups on the table for a while. So the flavor or the notes that we would get from tasting it warm, because we don't dip into the cup until about 13 minutes in. To the tastes of when it's cooled down, because you'll get different notes in every stage.
Okay.
So we keep them on there, and we're discussing those notes as the coffee cools.
Nice. That's really cool. But it's such an interesting thing, because you would not do that if you're just drinking a cup of coffee. You pour it out of the carafe or your French press or the drip or whatever you've done, and you just drink your coffee when it's hot. So I'm curious if you're drinking it, I don't know, this is so nuanced and rabbit hole-ish. Like if you guys are cupping and you're waiting like 13 minutes to taste your coffee, how does that translate into me drinking a cup of coffee straight after it's been brewed and it's hot at like 200 degrees?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I would personally say that if you're drinking your coffee right away from the pot,
They're doing it wrong.
that's not exactly what I was going to say, but you're missing out on different flavor notes,
Okay.
because more flavor notes shine through the cooler the cup gets, right?
They can on the coffee. Depends on the coffee.
Yeah.
But we're also not going to judge you for drinking your coffee
Of
super
course
hot.
not.
Of course, sure.
Well, we might judge you, but
Well, we're friends,
Yeah.
and friends judge.
Yeah.
No, that's because my SOP is that, and 90% of the coffee I brew at home is with an AeroPress.
Okay.
I should go back to brewing French press coffee. That's my favorite way
Yeah.
to have is French press.
Why?
Yeah. That's a great question.
I'm
yeah,
asking
we're
the
not
questions.
we're not French press people.
No.
No, what are you?
I do pour over is my go-to.
Sure.
Unless I'm here at the shop.
I like pour. I
I
like
can
a
have
good.
Steph make me a latte or drink, then I'm definitely going to go that route.
I have a
But at home
Chemex
it's
at
pour
home,
over.
which is just a different pour over method.
It's a variation of the pour over. Yeah. I just like the French press coffee. I love the I love the idea of just pouring some hot water in this coffee and steeping it and getting all of the I feel like under those circumstances this coffee is forced to give me literally everything it's got. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
I'm totally just I'm taking this coffee, everything from you, and it's
Are you
coming
a
to me.
dark roast guy?
No, not really. I'm more of a medium to medium full.
Okay.
Yeah. The dark stuff is just kind of a little too much for me. Although but I like heavy cigars, which is unique. Not unique, but a little bit different. You might think that I like the dark roast coffee. But yeah, anyway, most of the coffee I make at home is just from an AeroPress because my wife, and of course y'all are aware of her situation, she doesn't drink coffee like she used to. So now I drink most coffee by myself. She still drinks several cups during the week, but not daily, and certainly not like she won't even drink a whole cup now. So I'll usually just fill it up 3/4 of the way for her. So it doesn't do me any good to use a pot. You know what I mean? And I'm not even really a fan of drip coffee. I don't really like it that much. I prefer pour over, AeroPress, French press. I like those much better. I kind of feel like the AeroPress is a hybrid version of a pour over and a French press. It's maybe not a French press because it's got a little bit of pressure because of the plunger, but it's not a plunger like a French press because you're just plunging in a French press and there's no pressure there because there's the opening at the top versus in the AeroPress there's a little bit of pressure because of the mechanism
And the filter.
right.
There's some resistance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're
creating pressure
you're creating pressure,
to extract better.
but I don't just pour it full and then press it. There's just not enough coffee. So I pour it and then I let it. It almost acts like a pour over, but I don't let it bloom. I should just pour a little bit in there and let it bloom and off gas. But then I'll pour it full, and then I usually just kind of let it drip halfway empty, and then I'll fill it to the top, and then I'll press it. That's how I do my AeroPress at home. And now I'm lost in my own story, and I don't even know where I was going with all that. So
Yeah, we were talking about cupping.
yeah, we were, but
That's
okay. So now that we've established cupping, and you've established your flavors, it comes to you, right? And because Jonboy, you don't do drink creation, right? You are the coffee.
I leave that to the girls and Jacob.
So Jacob, Steph, and your wife.
Yeah, she doesn't do too much anymore. Mainly just Steph and Jacob now.
Okay. So once the coffee is roasted, it's more or less out of Jonboy's department and it's on to Steph. Now, is every roast that you do, does it wind up as just a baggable, drinkable coffee? Or is some of it just roasted specifically for drinks you make? Or
That's a great question. No, it's roasted for baggable, drinkable coffee, but in that, not all coffee is going to taste good on espresso. For example, like espresso is not a bean, a type of bean. It's just a coffee that does really well. Like espresso is a brewing method. Pour over is a brewing method. Drip is a brewing method.
Espresso is not a roast profile either.
Espresso is not a roast profile.
Okay, so explain. If it's
So there seems to be this mentality that if you want an espresso roast, you want a dark roasted coffee.
right,
Lead beans. Yeah.
That is not true. Espresso is not a roast profile. Espresso is espresso with ES, not espresso.
that's correct.
Espresso is
A brewing
a
method.
brewing method.
Which is
So it is an espresso machine which pulls a shot of coffee, or a single shot,
Pressure.
duh.
or a double shot at 9 bar pressure at a certain temp.
What's bars?
The pressure
Pressure.
that it's used.
Okay,
So like PSI.
sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what the PSI is on that, so we can
They call
understand?
it 9 bar.
I know,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying for our American
Mhm.
brains,
I
we don't
know.
have any idea what PSI is on that.
PSI is now.
I'm tempted to, Google that because now I want to know. So espresso is not a roast, and it is not a bean. It is a method of brewing, and therefore you can take any roast and run it through an espresso machine.
Yeah. Now, not every roast is gonna shine on espresso. Like, for example, our Mexico. You got the
Time out.
Mexico.
Yeah, 130 PSI.
Is 1 bar.
It is 9 bar.
Is 9 bars.
Oh, so it's 9 bars.
9 bar is 130 PSI.
Okay. And an espresso machine will run variants, or is it just dialed into one bar for everything you do
So the machines are set at 9 bar. That's how they come.
from the factory?
Pretty much every espresso machine you buy is set at 9 bar. That is the industry standard.
Okay.
Now, there has been recently people playing with different pressures to pull different extractions, but it can be dangerous changing your pressure on your machine because everything's under pressure in
Yeah.
the boilers. So
I mean, 130 PSI is no joke.
No.
Yeah, you don't want that exploding on you in the shop.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were talking about not every roast shines under 9 bar.
Right.
And you were saying, for example, Mexico.
Yeah. So our Mexico coffee does not do well on espresso. I don't know if that's just my opinion, but sorry, taking a photo.
We'll take another photo at the end with all of us. But anyway.
But our Mexico is our lightest roast that we have, and it has some incredible citrus notes, high acidity, and that doesn't perform very well on espresso because you got to think most espresso is going to be combined with milk. So whatever espresso you're using has to marry really well with milk. So right now we use a blend, which is a blend of
Citrus and milk doesn't sound good.
Nah. It's not a good combination, I would say.
Yeah.
Some people love it, but for every
That's the rare.
yeah.
That's an exception.
Yeah, for us having an espresso behind bar, it needs to be really freaking good.
Yeah, I mean, you would want I figure if you're going to put it under espresso, you want your tasting notes from cupping to be chocolatey, milky. I don't know if milky's one, but cream, like chocolate, milk, nut, just
Nutty,
kind
I like
fruits, berries, maybe not fruits, but certain fruits,
Sure.
but not citrus fruits, but, berries, something that makes sense because you said, obviously you're going to fold it in with whatever steamed milk is, or not steamed milk is, but whatever the ratios are, whether it's latte or cappuccino, but
Right.
steamed milk of some sort.
Right. So the blend that we have right now, Annie, Jonboy's wife, came up with this, and we're doing a washed processed coffee and a natural processed coffee blend. So we're doing a Colombia and an Ethiopian coffee. So you're getting some really sweet, fruity, chocolatey notes from that blend. And we get a lot of compliments on our espresso, like a ton of compliments. So we must be doing something right.
Yeah. All right. More technical questions. What is washing? She mentioned wash. She mentioned
so there's different ways coffee's processed. There's washed coffees. There's natural coffees. There's anaerobic process. It's all on how they pull the seed. Coffee's a seed, technically not a bean. It's all how they get the bean out of the cherry, whether they leave it sitting in the cherry for a little bit to pull more sweetness from it, which would be more like a naturally processed. A washed coffee is going to be that cherry is washed off the seed before it goes to the drying process. So there's tons of ways coffee's processed.
Have you had our Ethiopian coffee? The hot
Maybe, I don't know.
So
I've had plenty of coffee from here, but I don't keep track.
A lot of African coffees are going to be what's called a natural process. So there are a ton of processes, but washed and natural are probably the
two staples.
The two stages, the two most popular processes. But what they do is they take the cherry off of the tree, off of the bush.
Yeah.
And they lay it out in these raised beds under the African sun in tremendous heat. And over time, I think it's a 2-week period, the cherry is drying directly onto the...
My EMS people.
Yeah, well,
Dang.
We'll time out.
Okay.
Just for a second. I mean, we'll see if the filters pick that one up.
That was loud.
This coffee shop is right across the street from a new Prisma building, or EMS.
It's Bon Secours.
Bon Secours Urgent Care. So now this is like a prime stop for all things emergency related.
Yeah.
So hopefully the filters got that one, but we'll see. Sorry. They were laying out the cherries in what you called the African sun.
The African
sun, just
hot,
the sun.
Hot. Yeah. That was lame that I said that. Anyways.
That's okay.
The African heat.
Yeah.
We'll say that. And so over a 2-week period, though, the cherry is drying directly onto the seed, and the seed is soaking up all of those natural juices, flavors from the fruit. So therefore, we have a coffee like Ethiopian, and it has natural berry notes. And that's because of the natural process.
Yeah. Nice. So, when I'm curious about the offerings that you have. Obviously, you make specials that are seasonal.
Sure.
Right? Now you've got your fall menu coming up. Because now it's September 22nd. We are officially day number 2 into fall season. And then what? Will you make what comes after the fall menu? Do you do like a special holiday menu?
Yeah, we'll do a holiday menu. I don't know when we'll launch that, but yes, we'll do a holiday menu.
Okay. And then do you have 4 seasonal menus? Or
like beverages?
Well, just have menus, because you'll have a fall menu, then you'll do like a holiday, and then
you'll do fall, holiday, spring, summer. So yeah.
Okay. And so, let's just kind of walk through those. For the fall menu, obviously we want something warm, cozy, inviting, is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
And then what do you want for the holiday menu?
So a popular holiday flavor would be peppermint. So we want to do something with peppermint. Probably something with white chocolate.
The campfire cortado.
Campfire cortado, which we're going to actually feature at our next evening event. Haven't told you this yet, but we're going to be featuring that anyways. Trying to think. What I like to think of when it comes time to do a menu is things like, you were saying for fall, warm, cozy, what do I want to be drinking when I'm bundled up? Holiday would be, okay, what kind of foods are we eating? What kind of desserts are we eating? Cookies, cookie exchanges. You're doing all of that during the holiday season. So right now I've already been talking about, we should do like a cookie drink based off of our favorite holiday cookie, whatever that is. I don't know that yet. 'Cause I'm not a
Shortbread.
Okay, we could do a
Shortbread
latte.
cookies are just, I could eat a whole truckload of them.
Yeah.
They're so good. I mean, it's not really a holiday cookie. You can get that all year, but
it would.
I just feel like something
holiday menu.
Something shortbread, coffee,
Ginger snaps.
Yeah, very popular.
I was gonna say
Snaps.
like gingerbread man-ish, something in there.
Yeah.
And then I guess, but the holiday menu that doesn't run all winter. That kind of dies after New Year's.
Yeah. Yep. January we'll probably pull some of the like pepperminty stuff. If we did like a ginger snap thing, we would pull that off and just kind of, I don't know, maybe do something kind of basic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that would be.
Yeah, sure. And then I know what summer is. Summer's hot, so you just want something cool. You want refreshing. You want your iced coffees. You want, what's the big one you guys do? This cranberry.
Oh,
Cranberry dreams.
Cranberry dreams. That's a great summer drink.
Yeah, that was kind of a accidental drink. It just became a staple.
It's kind of what we're known for, honestly.
Yeah. But what is the spring menu? That was a little hard for me to figure out.
So what did we do for our spring menu? We did a lavender and lemon beverage called Wishing on Spring. People loved it. I felt like winter was really long last year, so I was just ready, for some warmer weather, some longer days. So I was like, oh, Wishing on Spring. We'll do like a lavender lemon situation. That was literally just something we threw together, nothing we thought of for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what other springy. I think we featured our jasmine tea. Gosh, it feels like so long ago.
Yeah, sure. So, have you officially launched the fall menu yet?
We have.
Okay, what is on the fall menu at Blackwater?
Yeah. Okay, this is exciting. So, we have our brown butter miso, which is like a glorified salted caramel. And what's really great about our seasonal menus is we're making all of the syrup sauces in-house. We don't do that for all of our drinks, but for all of the seasonal stuff we're doing. So we make an in-house brown butter miso sauce.
Nice.
And it's like a flat white size, and the milk is steamed like a flat white. So not as much foam and not as hot.
Educate us for just a minute so listeners understand what you're talking about. What is a flat white?
So a flat white is a 6 to 8 ounce beverage, espresso and steamed milk, and you're going to get less foam than you would a latte. Less foam than you would get a latte, and it's just steamed, not as hot as you would a latte.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, back to the fall menu, because you said this drink, the miso is like a flat white.
Yeah, as far as size and milk texture goes.
Okay.
And then we have our next one is called our oatmeal latte, and that's made with maple, brown sugar, and cinnamon, and it's made with oat milk. People, of course, can get it with regular milk.
Yeah, you should. If you're a red-blooded American, if you're a Christian.
Stop.
If, you should get real milk. I'm just speaking facts, man.
Guilt, shame.
Dude, that's a home run there because I love oatmeal raisin cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Like homemade,
Yeah,
of course,
too.
really good ones. I'm a lover of oatmeal raisin cookies. So that sounds pretty banger.
It's so good. It is so good.
So that's what's it called?
It's oatmeal latte. So maple, cinnamon, brown sugar, espresso, and milk.
Dude, roll the credits.
That can be.
We're done.
Oh, I should have said that can be iced or hot. The brown butter miso is hot only because nobody wants cold butter. That wouldn't work very well.
Well, the flavor's muted.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then our next drink is called the Great Pumpkin. It's our spin on a pumpkin spice
little Charlie
latte.
Brown action.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You got it. So, yeah, that's just a house-made pumpkin sauce. and espresso and milk. Can be hot or iced. And then our last one is our toasted pistachio latte. And
Color me intrigued.
yeah, that can be hot or iced, and that's a sauce that we make in-house. We literally toast our pistachios for a good 7 to 10 minutes before we make the mixture, so they're nice and toasty and nutty.
How are you toasting them? You do them in a pan or you put them in the oven?
Just in a pan. Yeah, that's
Nice.
what we don't have an oven here, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah. just
I didn't know if you were doing. I didn't know if you were doing some of this stuff at home and bringing it in, or if you were doing
I
it
do
here.
if I
Just-
have to, but
yeah.
I prefer to do it all here if
Sure.
I can.
Yeah. You know, depending on what happens at the end of this episode, I'm definitely going to buy a bag of coffee to take home with me, but I might have to try an oatmeal latte if I can bother you for it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm hard pressed because I'm a big Dublin fan, but that sounds great.
Yeah.
So,
People love it.
yeah, no, that sounds great. So, on your regular, you have your specialty menu side rotating with seasons, and then you've got your staples that just people order, whether that's coffee or just a straight up latte or cappuccino. So what's the regular drink menu that's on offer 365 days a year? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, so drip coffee, shot of espresso, pour over, latte, a long black, which is like a shorter, stronger Americano. It's a 6-ounce beverage, 4 ounces of water, 2 ounces of espresso. So that's our long black. A mocha, a matcha,
The Daniel's Lemon Bar.
lemon bar, which is fabulous.
The honey
The
vanilla latte.
Honey vanilla, the orange bliss, matcha, cranberry dreams, cold brew. Did we get it all?
For the basics, yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
so.
The Dublin, of course. Gotta have the Dublin,
It's the drink of champions.
the drink of champions.
Yeah.
I like it.
Everything we do is traditional size. Like, you're
Right.
not going to get a
A
16 ounce or
You're gonna get a
16
16-ounce cappuccino.
Right, no.
Right.
Yeah,
Ew.
That doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a 16-ounce cappuccino.
Or does a cold cappuccino
Starbucks would beg to
exist?
differ.
Of course
but-
they would. They screw it up for all of us. Yeah. I had somebody come in and order like a cold cappuccino the other day, and I was like, no, we'll do a latte.
A cold cappuccino
what
that
is that?
doesn't exist.
No, that's not a
Starbucks.
thing either.
Thank you.
So what did you tell that person?
I just told them that we offer a traditional menu, so if they wanted something iced, I could do an iced latte.
Okay,
You know,
that's very diplomatic.
They were good with
but
that.
We try to educate.
Yeah, you don't have to be like, you don't have to be snarky and be like, that doesn't exist.
No,
It's not a
no,
real
no, no.
thing. You're Starbucks
Yeah.
eyes.
I am so against like the this whole like, what's the word I'm looking for? Pretentiousness. You get a lot of that in specialty coffee.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest like turn off for people
Like
that maybe want to
super
learn about
bougie
coffee. Yeah,
nerds
screw
and-
that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like no, we want to educate people. We want to teach people what traditional means, why we have the ratios that we do.
We want people to come in and ask questions about coffee. All aspects of it.
Yeah. We get people that come in and say, hey, I have an espresso machine at home. I have this grinder. My espresso shot isn't pulling properly. What do I do? And we want to have those conversations, whether it's a mechanical, a technical conversation, or whether it's just a, hey, I'm new to coffee but I just really want to like it. Where should I start? We want to have
Yeah.
those conversations.
That reminds me of this cigar I carry in the back of the trailer by Artista. It's not pretty, not like this cigar, not like what you're smoking. It is still a hand-rolled cigar, but it's very rough. It's a rough, hand-rolled Dominican cigar made by a company called Artista, and the brand name is called Made to be Fugly. And it's just not pretentious.
Mhm.
It's not trying to be like, this is not the cigar that you're going to serve at a bougie dinner party.
Right.
That's not what this is for.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is for, as I probably said it before on the podcast, this is something to smoke while you're mowing the grass, while you're fishing, it's not pretentious. But like you said, in that certain coffee culture, it can be very snobbish, very pretentious,
Not
very like highbrow, high society.
Ew.
That's not Blackwater Roasters.
No, and we don't want it to be. Like,
I don't think you're in any danger of getting there.
no, but we do have to be careful when we hire new people, when we bring staff in. We want to make it very clear, that hospitality is greater than quality. Our interactions are authentic.
Yeah, the relationship we build with our customers that become friends is way more important than any other stuff.
So that is, when we hired, one of the last guys that we hired, he's experienced in coffee. He loves coffee culture, very, very educated. And one of the first interactions that I witnessed with him and a customer, I had to pull him away and be like, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to take our time. We're going to engage. Just because there's a counter between us doesn't mean anything,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Etiquette. Just treat
100%.
people with kindness.
Right.
And
The golden
respect.
rule, how you want to be treated,
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at the beginning of the show, I did mention that I am a realtor. And if you are ready to make a real estate move in Greenville, South Carolina, like seemingly the rest of the United States of America, you can reach out to me directly at 864-207-2316 by phone or cell. I am a local realtor with C. Joyner and part of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I'm also a member of Nexus Group, and I strive to get you the best deal in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of disturbance to your life. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, give me a call or shoot me or visit my website, Chris Strother, that's STROTHER, chrisstrother.cdanjoyner.com. So, Jonboy, are you native to this area?
No, I'm originally from Texas.
That's right. I knew that. Shame on me. How did I?
You.
Yeah, how did you wind up here?
I transferred out here with another job I was working for.
Mm-hmm. And when did the coffee roasting begin? Like just privately in your garage? Is that something that was happening in Texas? Or did that start here in Carolina?
Here. Yeah, it started here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just some fun you thought you'd give a shot at?
Yeah, it was a hobby turned business. I mean, straight up hobby. I never expected it to become a business at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just needed something else to do, and like I need another hole in my head, I guess, right now. But so, yeah. I just was like, hey, I want to try this out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to find some good coffee, and I bought coffee bags.
Were you just like, was it strictly a curiosity and I want to try this, or was it I'm just not happy with the stuff I'm getting from the store?
So the guy that really got me interested in, his name is Alex. He's with District Roasters in Tomball, Texas. And I actually started learning about coffee and coffee roasting from him. I met him at an event in Texas where he came and sold coffee bags, and he just had cold brew is all he had on tap. And so I started talking to him, and he's actually a mentor of mine. We still talk to this day about just the coffee industry and buying green coffee, but he doesn't do coffee shops. He just strictly does coffee roasting in the Tomball, Houston area. So
I'm sorry, you said he does strictly what?
roasting, coffee roasting.
Oh, so he doesn't have a shop.
Nope.
He's just strictly a roaster.
Yep.
And then sells to shops and wherever else.
Yep.
Okay. So it was just you met this guy and then intrigued, and then I'm going to give this a shot.
Yeah.
Are you native to South Carolina?
I am not.
Where are you from?
It's kind of a hard question.
You don't want to say?
No, I'll say. I moved here from Washington, D.C. 8 years ago. Before that, I was in Washington State. Before that, I was in Charlotte. Before that, I was in California. I've moved my entire life. So
Yeah.
this is actually, the Upstate's actually the longest place I've been anywhere.
Was that all like adult life, or are you counting childhood in
Well,
there?
counting
Just
childhood.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's always hard to say when people ask me where I'm from. A little bit of everywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
She's very cultured.
Yeah, Washington, D.C., and then Washington State, and then Charlotte, and then California. Dude, you don't do any stops in the middle of the country. You're just like one coast or the other.
No, before
Seriously?
California was Colorado.
Okay, that's All right. Yeah, you are just kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
So, how does Blackwater Roasters intertwine with Stephanie Harmon? Like, where does that meeting happen, and how does she wind up?
That was not a planned, well, I guess it was kind of a planned meeting, but it was not a planned hire, I guess would probably be the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Steph was looking at opening up her own shop in Central Easley area
Mhm.
with another partner, and was looking for a local coffee roaster, and came in with her partner. We did a coffee cupping. We talked about coffees. I guess things just kind of fell through with who you were going to open a shop with, and Annie and I were looking for someone to run our shop. And so we met with Steph and talked with her about it and decided to hire her, and she'll be here 2 years next month already.
Yeah. Can't believe it.
Well, I mean, I think you made a great choice.
Oh, we do too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, Steph's fabulous. I think she's great. Where does your coffee journey begin? Like, you've been drinking coffee since you were like 8 years old,
Yeah,
or what?
basically, yes. No.
She had it on a bottle.
Yeah. Begins high school. Just needed a job. Everyone loves working in a coffee shop. And I actually, before I got into coffee, I swore I would never work in coffee because I didn't want to deal with the demands of people's coffee orders, right? That's how ignorant I was. But I got into coffee. My very first coffee job, I realized very quickly how much story and history and education there could be had in a life with coffee. At that point, I didn't think that I'd be in coffee my entire adult life, but it just kind of evolved from there, and got my what's called a barista certification out in Washington State.
Oh, I didn't know you had that.
Yeah.
So that's like a legit thing. I mean, it makes sense.
Yes.
I never really thought about it. I just thought, probably like most Americans, you just think whoever's serving your coffee is just kind of called a barista, but there's an actual title, like course and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is. And then DC, I opened and managed 3 locations. I worked with a large company up there, and they brought me on to manage and open shops. And so
I never knew that.
Yeah. So, the rest is history. I mean, I'm here now. When we moved here, I was like, there's no coffee. Like, what am I going to do? I have to buy my own coffee for the first time ever. What a shame. And then, yeah, honestly, rough life. And then just kind of decided, well, I'm going to open my own place. And one thing led to another. And I definitely feel like I got the better end of the deal, being here with Jonboy and being a part of the Blackwater team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the plan to... Jonboy said that your plan was to open your own coffee shop in the Central Easley area with a partner. What were you doing at the time? Were you still working in another coffee? And just
I was
wanted
not working. I was not working at all. I had just come through some health stuff and was kind of getting back on my feet and feeling like I was healing. And I just wanted to pursue something that I knew was near and dear to my heart, which is the coffee industry. So I've always wanted to open my own shop. And so after talking with this former partner, it just seemed right, and it seemed like the right move. And so we had equipment, we had a space, and met with Jonboy and Annie, and they pursued me. They sought me out, and I feel really fortunate that it happened that way.
Did you have, just curious, did you already have a name picked out for your shop and all that?
I did.
Yeah, what was it?
Harmony Coffee Company.
That works.
Yeah, it's got a ring to it.
It does. That's nice. I mean, it's obviously a play on your last name, so it's pretty.
Play on my last name, but also like coffee doesn't work without harmony.
Right.
Nice. So we've talked. There's so many moving parts that all have to come together in a harmonious way, for it to work.
For it to be not right.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's pretty smart. So when you met Jonboy and Annie, you were looking for a local roaster to provide coffee for your shop.
Yes.
And so you found them just online, kind of set up a meeting.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because I knew this place as a different business. So when I would drive by and I would see these coffee signs, I was like, well, that's the previous business. I don't know if I need to say. That was a previous business. I was like, no way, they're selling coffee. And then after doing some research online, I was like, oh, this is where that Blackwater Roasters is,
So, Jonboy, when you got this location, was it strictly roasting? And then eventually you opened a coffee shop, or what happened?
No, it was the initial plan was it was going to be strictly roasting, and I probably was going to rent out this upstairs spot for something else, like to another business or something like that. And once I got everything in here, I'm like, I think I want to open a shop because selling coffee beans alone is a very tough business already. And so if I have a place where people can come buy beans and pick up a drink, that just goes hand in hand well together, especially when it's serving my coffee beans. So
yeah, no, that makes sense. You've already got the supply. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, it was just
and it eliminates
how to fit everything into our tiny little.
Yeah. I mean, it eliminates, like, obviously you still have to sell everything, but you get to spread it out as wholesale and also now into coffee form. Liquid coffee, that is.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you first opened the shop, was who was running the coffee side of it? Was that you and Annie?
Me and Annie, basically. Yeah,
so you were doing everything.
Yeah.
And your regular EMS job.
Yeah.
So
still full-time EMS at that time too.
Woo.
So yeah.
So how long is since its beginning, like how long has it been here in this location?
We've had the building for 3 years, but Blackwater shop has been open for 2 in this spot.
This month, right? September?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've been roasting here for 3 years, but almost 2 years as a coffee shop, or what?
First year here was getting all the equipment moved over, getting building inspections, setting everything up, electrical, gas. That was kind of the first year. The last thing we moved was the roaster, so that I didn't lose any downtime.
Right.
So
yeah. And so, I mean, it sounds like if the timeline's right in my head, and it could be kind of funny, but it almost sounds like to me you've been here almost the entire time that the coffee side's been going.
Yeah, minus a month.
Okay.
So I came in October of 23.
So obviously your own personal coffee shop did not work out,
right,
for whatever reason, which we don't have to go into.
Sure.
Unless you just want to.
Nah.
No. Okay. Harmony Coffee Company, or what was it?
Yeah.
That
was it.
Harmony didn't work out. And so when it didn't work out, did you reach back out to them about how did that happen?
So my understanding is just through conversation, they were probably picking up on that things weren't going in the direction that all of us had talked about. And through that, I think you guys wanted to bring me over. That's my interpretation.
We weren't out to steal her at all.
Sure.
We wanted her to succeed.
Because her success means yours if she's buying from you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And it's still that way now. Her success here at the shop helps me succeed.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, we weren't looking to steal her or her not start her business or anything like that. I think we just heard that things weren't really working out. And so it's like, do we hire her? Can we hire her? And so conversations started happening. And she came to work for us.
Yeah, I started off here at Blackwater Roasters 1 day a week. And I think eventually 2 days, and now I'm on 5 days, Tuesday through Saturday. And I wouldn't want it any other way.
She's
Yeah.
the face of Blackwater Roasters behind the bar.
Sure. She really is. Like, when you come in Blackwater, Steph's pretty much the first face you see. Hers or Jacob's. Yeah. But she is. I mean, she really sets the tone for the atmosphere.
Yeah,
because she's the first.
Thank you.
She's the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, do you have? I mean, it's natural. I mean, are you ever sad that Harmony didn't work out?
Yes and no, but like I said before, I really feel like I got the better end of the deal. You know, I feel like this was the direction that was meant to happen. And, you know, would I love to have my own place one day? Absolutely. But I'm not in a position where it's like I need to get out of Blackwater Roaster, you know? Like, I love it here. This is my home away from home, my safe haven, where I come to heal. So it does as much for me as hopefully I'm doing.
It might sound so foreign to somebody listening to the podcast to listen to you say, the place I am employed, work for me is my safe haven. It's the
Yeah.
place of healing.
I feel
just
very
like most
fortunate
people
for
don't
that.
feel like that.
Mhm.
You know, it's like work sucks.
Yeah.
I need to go home. It's my safe place.
I love
It's-
my job. I love my job. I'd be here not saying anything. I'd be here more if I could.
Sure.
That doesn't mean Mondays. But
Well, it's hard to be here on Mondays for just one guy.
well,
I'm sure more people would come,
you've
but
seen
it's just.
how many people have been at the door.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people have been down at the door since we've been recording.
I think
it
I've
just
heard
kind of
cue
locked.
cards
I locked
pull
the
up.
door down there whenever I
Cool.
went down.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, people were not open on Mondays, but they saw cars right in front of the shop. And they assume it's open, but today's a special deal. We're recording this pod, and so here we are. No, that's awesome. What's the future plans, man, for Blackwater?
We have some plans.
Blackwater Milan.
No,
No.
we will never have a second location. I don't think we'll ever have a second
Really?
location. No, we want one location. We want to do it well.
Just happy with that.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like when you start expanding locations and growing too much, you can lose the intentionalness, you can lose the quality, you can lose the hospitality.
Well,
So,
yeah, you're right, because the fact is there's only one Jonboy
yep.
and there's only one Steph Harmon.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can teach somebody, like, I don't know, you can teach somebody how to do things, but you cannot teach personality.
Nope.
Or passion. You
Or
can't teach
passion.
Passion, yeah.
So it's very hard to find that almost carbon copy person that is yourself to put them at, Blackwater Roaster easily or wherever and have them mirror image what's happening here.
Right.
That's very difficult to do.
Well, we've never actually, I don't think I've ever hired anybody that's turned in an application. All our hires have been people that have come in the shop, customers, just
I'd work
interactions
here.
we've had with people that come in the shop and buy coffee.
Yeah, I think that's really important to us too, is we want to know who we're bringing on, and you don't know who you're bringing on through an application.
Yeah.
But we had a little bit of a sense with Noah and with Jacob.
Yeah.
And maybe you had a sense with me. This is who I want to represent my company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's
But
great. So,
whoever you bring in can really make or break a business.
well, yeah,
So you have to really
absolutely.
think it through. Yeah.
Yeah, and everything I've done, I've been a one-man show, right? Like, nobody's going to break my podcast because I'm the host. And if I don't like a guest, guess what? I don't have to publish what I've recorded.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody's going to break the cigar box because I run it. But considering something I'm getting ready to do, I have to be very selective
You do.
in that staff. Now, the plan for Blackwater may not necessarily be to expand locations, but do you want to expand the size of the shop?
Yes, I definitely do. What that looks like right now, we're still figuring out details.
Yeah. You want to stay in Seneca?
Yes. Yeah. I think we both agree on that one. Yeah.
Okay. I know I won't mention names, but I know there was an opportunity presented to you at a pretty snazzy location, but it sounds like it was just a bridge too far right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You have any other places you're looking at?
No. We're looking, we've talked about expanding where we are. Parking is still an issue, but we'll see where that goes.
You mean buy this building and then?
No, we've talked with the landlord about expanding the building out.
Oh, but you don't want to buy it. You just want to stay as a tenant.
Yeah.
And talk to him about do you want to build into this side over here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do what? Just more coffee shop room, or you need extra roasting space, or what?
Shop room, and then it would probably be, the expanded part would be more production side, break room area,
office.
So
that'd be nice for you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, is he open to it?
Yes. Yeah, he is. So we'll see what happens in the next few months.
Okay.
So it's not something like it's going to change next week, or
it
might even be like beginning of next year.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious how that's going to affect your output during construction.
I don't think it will at all.
Yeah, I don't think it will at all. Just because it'll be an add-on to the building, so the building can still be.
Oh, you're not going to tear down this wall? You just put a door in it?
And right where that window is.
Okay.
The plan is to put a door and a hallway, maybe.
That's the faux drive-up window right there.
Yeah.
No.
Just walk up, knock on it, and be like, hey, I need a whatever. We've joked about it before.
Yeah, we have.
All right. No, that's cool, man. Sweet. Well, look, I don't think I've got anything else that I want to run down, unless there's some other stuff you want to cover that I didn't get to.
No, but I know you're the one asking the questions, but I think it'd be really great for your audience to hear why Jonboy came up with the name Blackwater Roasters.
Ah, yeah. No, that's a question I generally try to ask the entrepreneurs because, look, naming a business is hard. It's so personal. So what's the backstory behind Blackwater?
So coffee is, technically Blackwater, but when I was looking for a name and we were kind of doing research on coffee names and coffee shops, we came across the Edisto River, and the Edisto River is called Blackwater because it's a slow-moving river, so it gives this like black color to it because it doesn't move very fast. And that's kind of what we want our vibe of our coffee shop to be. We want it kind of a slow, hangout, laid-back area where people can come, do work, hang out with friends, hang out with family, play games, and just enjoy a cup of coffee.
Oh, that's your personality too.
Yeah.
I feel like, from what I know about you, you're not in a rush.
No,
you're not like a fast talker. You're not.
That's the Texan in me.
Yeah, I hear you. I just feel like on your website, Blackwater by Doobie Brothers should be playing. It just makes. That's a great song, by the way.
We'll see if I get our social media guy to do that.
Yeah, you need to make a reel using Blackwater by Doobie Brothers and just kind of pin it.
Yes.
To your pin it to your reels.
Yeah. Noah, if you're listening.
Well, Noah, as the social media guy, he should definitely listen to this podcast. But hey, whenever this episode goes up, I'll invite y'all to collaborate, and I know he will. So, yeah, man. Well, look, anything else y'all want to cover? That pretty much wrap it up.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Well, I know for a fact that I recorded this episode, so this will not be 2.5 hours of our time wasted like last time.
It wasn't wasted last time.
No, we had a great talk.
We had some cigars. We had a great talk.
That's true. It wasn't wasted.
We were ironing out all the wrinkles.
But I did not accomplish the goal. But today, I have accomplished the goal. All right, last time, social media handles, location, business hours.
So Blackwater Roasters on Bypass 123, 938 Bypass 123 across from Wendy's and Harbor Freight. Social media handles, Blackwater Roasters on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, website. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 to 2. And then October 1st, Tuesday through Saturday, 8 to 4.
Okay. And people can order coffee on your website?
Yes, coffee beans.
Sure.
You can order any coffee beans for delivery or pickup nationwide.
Nationwide. Do you can they request that it be ground?
Yes.
Or you?
Yep.
So you can get whole bean, you can get ground. It's better to get a whole, right, if you have a grinder.
Whole bean, but we know everybody doesn't have grinders, so
If you're gonna, yeah, I have a nice.
buy a grinder, it will change your world.
Yeah, it really will. I really dislike buying ground coffee. I mean, buying it here would be wholly different than buying it at the grocery store. You know, because I know buying it here at Blackwater, it's been recently roasted. It hasn't sat on a shelf. Yeah, number one, it hasn't gone from the actual, manufacturer to some distributor and sat in a warehouse for who knows how long before it finally made to the grocery store and then sat on their shelf for who knows how long, right?
Yeah.
But if I can buy a whole bean, that's what I like, and I've got a nice burr grinder at home.
Beautiful.
So you're set. Yeah, let's just talk about that for a minute. What kind of grinder should people have?
People should have a burr grinder. Those are the blades, instead of a blade grinder.
So, like a blade grinder more or less chops your beans.
Yeah, you're not going to get the precision that
Or the consistency.
or the consistency.
Yeah. Versus a burr grinder, it like literally grinds. It's like smashing them,
Yeah.
and the way I don't even know what those are called.
Blades.
Are more or less just
Yeah.
it's kind of like I guess it's kind of looking at two gears
Yeah.
Yeah,
in a socket, and they come together, and you're crushing the beans, and then you can set, like on mine at least, I can set, medium, fine, or whatever in the various.
Yeah.
So here's a question for like, where would you, if you're making coffee, how do you make your coffee at home?
I use a Chemex.
That's right, you said that.
Yep.
So what's your grind for that at home?
It's typically going to be a coarser grind for a Chemex. I use a Mr. Coffee burr grinder that I got off of Amazon for like $60. And it
But the
works.
key is not so much brand as it is type.
No way.
I mean, a burr grinder
Yeah.
is a burr grinder.
Burr grinder within your budget. That's all you need.
Yeah. And
Good place to start.
right, the conventional wisdom, and now we're getting into other stuff. I was trying to wrap it up, but I'm fine with that. The conventional wisdom says that you should brew your coffee at 200 degrees. Now, is that too much, too little?
I think it really depends on the coffee.
Yeah.
But I think 200 is probably a good starting point, like for trying your coffee. Like when we do our pour overs downstairs, 201, 203. So
you can tinker with it.
yeah.
And just see
You can
kind of.
tinker with the ratios too. Like our pour overs, we do a 15 to 1. So when I say 15 to 1, that is 15 grams of water for every 1 gram of coffee. So 20 grams of coffee would be 300 grams of water.
Okay.
There's a lot of numbers there.
Yeah.
That is. So what I do at home whenever I make my coffee is I turn on my kettle, use filtered water, turn on my kettle, and it's digital. It's electric, but it has a digital thermometer. So usually when it hits 197, I'll pull it off because I know there will be carryover.
Right.
Sure.
And then I'll pull it off and pour. So by the time I pour, it's probably right at 200, maybe at 202, 201,
I think that's great.
and that's where I brew.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna have to wait. Based on our prior conversations, I probably should let it cool a little bit
Well, no.
before. Well, you just said there's gonna be different.
Well, you want to brew it hot.
I meant before I drink it.
Oh, yeah. Yes. You're right.
13 minutes.
Yeah, I thought you meant let your water
I wouldn't
cool.
wait 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's gonna be cold.
Yeah.
So how long should I let my coffee sit after I brew it before I start drinking it?
That's your
4
preference.
minutes, yeah.
Man, you guys are killing me. I mean, it's a preference, but like you said, it
I'm
it
just
opens
saying
up
if you
different
want-
flavor.
Yeah, if you want to explore those flavors and if you want to taste those and experience experience those, then let your coffee cool a little bit. But if you're on the go and you need coffee and you need it now,
so brew it, maybe let it sit 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're gonna hear all about your AeroPress recipe, and hope to see you in the next AeroPress competition.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Sorry. Yeah, I know. That's wild that they have those.
Yeah, Chris, the AeroPress champion.
No,
Yes.
I've
Using
got
Blackwater Roasters coffee.
I've got other things to do, man. I got other cigars to smoke and other businesses to create. And but I'll take me some AeroPress coffee. I need to get some French press going. So, all right, I will do that. I will give it just a few minutes. But
let us know.
But like I said, I don't drink it black. I pour a little bit of cream in it, and that's going to cool it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right off the bat.
That's true.
And
it's probably going to change the flavor too.
Of course, it's going to change the flavor, 100%.
Yeah.
Do you drink it black?
I do.
You drink it black.
I'm
the kid in the room.
That's okay.
My go-to right now is our Red Fruits coffee.
What's that?
It is a co-fermented coffee from Sebastian Ramirez in Colombia. He ferments the coffee with dehydrated strawberries, red fruit glucose, and wine yeast. So you get a really sweet strawberry, berry, fruity coffee. Almost like Nerds candy. Or Fruit Loops. Like, those are the two
Let's
things.
understand. Okay, I'm going to help you. It's going to be, I get it, you're going to be sweet, but that's like a nuanced flavor profile. You know what I mean? You don't taste like Fruit Loops when you drink this cup of coffee.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
Seriously, because you read, like, when, you know this to be true, like, you can read the tasting notes on a cigar.
Yep. But what I taste and what you taste are going to be two total different things.
Yeah, but like if somebody says chocolate, hints of vanilla, and cream, dude, I don't get that when I smoke a cigar. Maybe I just have a grossly undeveloped palate.
Or maybe the person that labeled it
has a very high level discerning.
I guarantee you'll taste like Nerds candy or Fruit Loop.
Okay, that is ultra sweet.
We will send you a bag home.
Well, that's very gracious.
We have some that we did on cold brew. We can give you a taste before you leave.
All right, man. Well, look, you come by Blackwater Roasters in Seneca. You never know what you're going to get over here. You're going to get some Nerds coffee. Nerds. You're going to get Fruit Loops coffee. What's the name of it?
Red Fruits.
Red Fruits coffee. Tastes like, it's very sweet.
Yeah.
Very sweet on the palate. All right. Well, look, thanks for your time. This has been super fun.
Thanks
for coming over on a Monday to do this. Pardon me, Steph. Thanks for, I know you had a long trip, but you made it out here anyway. Yeah. Thanks for coming. And look, y'all check them out. Give them a follow on Facebook and stop by, get some coffee, order some coffee, and I'll see if I can get coffee into a few places out in Easley. I'd be happy to do that. So look,
appreciate that.
Huh?
So we'd appreciate that.
Yeah, so, I think pharmacy's a good option. They recently opened up a new food hall over there called Southern Weaving. Ooh. I don't know what they've got going on in there, but I'm going to check them out, and maybe if there's a coffee place in there. I think there is. I know. Higher Grounds Coffee Shop. Yeah. I need to stop by there, and because I was supposed to go weeks and weeks ago and talk to one of the owners, and my life's just been so crazy I haven't been able to do it. But I'll definitely get over there and see if I can get my foot in the door for Blackwater at Southern Weaving.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, look, you've been listening to Sunday Afternoon Smokes. I appreciate it. Drop me a review if you don't mind, but share it with your friends and your family and on your socials, and share it with the world, because Sunday Afternoon Smokes is really sweet. We'll talk to you next time.